In the summer of 1996, 31-year-old Robert Dennis Blair Adams, also known as just Blair Adams, of Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, embarked on a trip to the United States. A trip that, to this day, still baffles investigators. It all started on July 7th, when Blair withdrew most of the money from his bank accounts. He then attempted to enter the United States via ferry, from Victoria, British Columbia to Seattle, Washington. Immigration officials flagged him as a possible drug carrier due to the large amounts of cash he had with him. Once he was found to have convictions on drug and assault charges, he was denied entry. In the early morning hours of July 9th, he was discovered by Canadian Border Patrol officers attempting to cross the border on foot at the Pacific Highway border crossing. Officials noted that Adams strangely had scratches covering his hands and legs. Adams matched the description of a man who had been wanted for a car theft, and the vehicle had been discovered abandoned near the Pacific Highway border crossing. However, Adams denied involvement, and he was freed on a lack of evidence. Adams managed to enter the United States by car on July 10th via a Nissan Altima he rented from the Vancouver International Airport. He arrived in Seattle, where he then purchased a round-trip ticket to Frankfurt, Germany, at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Adams had previously worked on a project in Frankfurt for his stepfather's construction company. He had also dated a German woman in Frankfurt, though she later told law enforcement he had never contacted her about visiting. However, Adams traded his Frankfurt ticket for a one-way ticket to Washington, D.C. Upon arriving, he rented a Toyota Camry at Dulles Airport around 6:45 a.m. Later that morning, on US Route 250 in Troy, Virginia, Adams accidentally backed his car into another motorist's vehicle, which caused minor damage. The driver of the car told detectives that Adams, quote-unquote, seemed nice but was in a hurry. Adams arrived in Knoxville, Tennessee sometime on the evening of July 10th, approximately 500 miles southwest of Washington. The first reported sighting of Adams occurred at a gas station at Strawberry Plains Pike in Knoxville at 5:30 p.m. Gerald Sapp, an interstate repair service driver, had been called to the gas station. Adams had told the clerk that he was having difficulty with his car key and was unable to enter the car. When Sapp arrived, he realized that the key Adams had been attempting to use was that of a Nissan Altima, the vehicle that he had abandoned in Seattle, not the Toyota Camry he was currently driving. As Sapp recalled, I asked him to look in his pockets. I said, "If you drove this thing up here, you gotta have another key in your pockets." And he wouldn't look, so I thought he was nuts. He was bound and determined that he had the key he needed for that car. Sapp arranged to have the car towed to a local repair shop and dropped Adams off at the Fairfield Inn. When Adams entered the hotel, he was captured on CCTV footage, just lingering in the lobby for 40 minutes. After all of this loitering, he finally approached the front desk and purchased a room for the night with a $100 bill. When the hotel clerk attempted to return Adams's change, he exited the lobby and walked outside. It was later determined that he never entered the hotel room he had purchased. The next morning, at 7:30 a.m., Blair Adams' body was discovered in the parking lot of an under-construction hotel outside of Knoxville. His pants, shoes, and socks were lying near his body. Scattered around his body were Canadian, German, and US currency, totaling nearly $4,000. In addition to the money found with the body, police also located a black duffel bag which contained maps and travel receipts, and a fanny pack which held 5 ounces of gold bars, gold and platinum coins, jewellery, keys, and a pair of sunglasses. An autopsy reported that Adams sustained many cuts and abrasions. The Knox County Sheriff's Department has speculated some of the wounds came from fending off an attack. Adams also suffered a blow that was so violent it ruptured the stomach. His official cause of death was ruled as sepsis stemming from an abdominal perforation. He also had a wound to his forehead, which police determined was caused by a crowbar or club. It was also believed that Adams had been sexually assaulted, though no DNA evidence was found to confirm this. To this day, Blair Adams' murder is unsolved. There are so many questions about this case. Why did Blair go on his unexpected trip to the USA in the first place? He didn't have any ties to anyone in America, only in Canada and Germany. Who caused his death? Was someone truly after him, or was this just a case of mental illness, which was common in his family? Why did his killer not take any of his money? These are all questions that will most likely remain unanswered.